How y'all doing this morning? Today's video is going to be a funny one. For some, you might get some flashbacks, and to some of y'all, any kids watching like me, you might be like, what in the world? So, this morning I was looking for something to talk about. I'm really big into seeing what's going on in the world every day and things like that, and not a lot of stuff was going on today that was worth talking about, at least this morning. Kept digging around. I'm now known with all my friends, like, they're like, okay, so like, what's the news? News boy, like, they don't say that, but they're like, just, so what's the news? Because they know that I'm like always into the news and stuff like that. So they're like, so what's the news? I'm like, what do you want to know? They're like, just news in general. I'm like, okay. So it's kind of funny. So here's I had to resort to CNN.
So they...
Oh, Ollie, are you okay?
I'm back. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning, John.
It's delivered with a remote control. Oh!
And some of y'all might be rolling over in your graves right now or falling over dead or something, but it's kind of funny what they say in this article. So it's kind of hilarious. So Gen Z has a new vintage technology to obsess over. Y'all might be like, okay, what is it? As we've seen of lately, we're starting to come full circle back around. So vintage clothing's coming into style again, like modern vintage clothing. Different fads have went away. This is a crazy one. Now Gen Z's latest vintage obsession is the flip phone. The flip phone.
There's an incredible freedom that comes with using a cellular phone.
I got all my guys working on it right now.
And once you've experienced it, there's no turning back. Now, through this special TV offer, you can receive a Motorola flip phone with Cellular One service for just pennies a day.
The era that I was not born in, y'all.
Finding a phone in a car isn't that unusual anymore, except when it leaves the car, for greener pastures, the high seas, or a leisurely lunch. Radio Shack keeps you in constant communication with their affordable, transportable cellular telephone.
I'm 17, and so I was born in the flip phone era, but it was just as it was fading out into the smartphone era. I have no idea what the flip phone deal was. I mean, both of my grandfathers had flip phones, and they still do, or at least one of them still does. But anyway, that mid-1990s era phone that has suddenly become oh so popular with millennials. Today, these similar lightweight devices, some available for a little as 20 bucks at big box retailers like Walmart and Amazon, are showing up in TikTok videos of young people unboxing them, bedazzling their cases just as early generations did, and filming tutorials on achieving a carefree, blurry aesthetic through the low quality camera. It's so hilarious that it was like better camera, faster hertz with your display or whatever, and better, higher quality, and then it comes full circle. And you know, this isn't for all kids, but I think a lot of these kids are finding through the flip phones is a lot of freedom from all of the social pressure of like, oh, are you on TikTok? Oh, are you on Twitch or whatever, Instagram? Follow me over here, follow me over there. You know, blah, 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 blah. Oh, did you see this? Oh, did you see this? And then all they can say is, no, I have a flip phone. And then the other kids are gonna be like, oh, really? And then they're like, yeah, look at this, like, I got like this old vintage camera, and look what it looks like when I shoot a selfie with this old vintage camera. I mean, I wouldn't even say it's vintage, but I guess they're saying it's vintage anyway. But most importantly, they love the ability to disconnect, or as much as that's even possible in 2023. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Just the freedom that you get as a kid. Like personally, I have a dumb phone. It's not a flip phone, but it's a dumb phone. All I have is like text messages. It has a very crappy camera, but it has a camera, I guess, so it can take photos and some videos. And I can call people, and oh, it has the weather app. So other than that, oh, it has a calculator too. But other than that, nothing else. And it's amazing. You'll never find me on my phone unless it's really important and somebody's either texting me something that I need to pay attention to, or I'm on a call with somebody. Other than that, there's no reason for me to be on the phone, and it's really good. Not a temptation. I think a lot of these kids nowadays, they're just like, like that, like perpetually, and it's absolutely terrible because if they would track any of their time on those stupid phones, practically just wasting your life for either entertainment or other things. And I've asked some other kids, like, so why are you on TikTok? Like, because we all know how terrible TikTok is, because literally the Chinese just suck up all your data on there. I mean, it's just a known, proven fact. They're like, oh, I know that, but it's just fun to be on there. I'm like, so you're just on there for pure entertainment then? So it's just so weird what all the things, y'all, it's pretty crazy. But anyway, this is just hilarious that now the flip phone is now starting to become this new cool thing if you have a flip phone. I mean, if you were gonna weigh a flip, I've held a couple flip phones in my time. If you weigh a flip phone, like a cheap flip phone, compared to like a normal smartphone, I mean, it probably weighs 1/4 the weight of a normal phone. You know, it has a tiny battery in it. You know, it's just hilarious. All right, as smartphones and social media become more ubiquitous around 2012, so did the rate of depression among teens. Physiologists say between 2004 and 2019, the rate of teen depression nearly doubled, according to the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, which is a part of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Shocker. If you don't know, a lot of these kids, which I've watched many documentaries about and things like that, a lot of these kids get really depressed because they look up to these people on the internet, right? And they look a certain way. I guess they wouldn't smell a certain way because they're on the internet, but they look a certain way and they want to be just like them. So they like try to like do their makeup the same way or whatever, fill in the blank. Okay, exercise the same way and try to physically look like them. And then if they can't achieve that, then they get depressed and all types of other unnecessary drama that comes with the whole internet garbage stuff, you know, not internet, the smartphone garbage, you know, and just being, and also just like they were saying, substance abuse. You're just, a lot of these apps and a lot of the games and a lot of these social media platforms are supposed to trigger these dopamine responses in your body, so then you kind of get a body high. So you know, you kind of get that dopamine rush and you kind of crave it, but then you gotta consume more and more and more of whatever silly funny stuff or whatever that will entertain your flesh for a little while. But I think eventually you kind of overdose on it. It's like a drug. Kind of overdose on it and you're like, whoa, okay, maybe maybe what happens if I just totally get rid of this thing in my life? And then, you know, you throw away the drug and you're like, wow, I'm so free, you know? So it's quite hilarious, y'all. As vintage technology began making a comeback, they came up with a unconventional solution. In December, she and 3 friends went to their local Walmart. That the process was unfamiliar for the 18-year-olds from what model they should buy to find the right phone plan. After 4 hours, Palazzolo bought the AT&T Flex for $50. Her friend got cheaper models for $20 through TrackPhone. Palazzolo's TikTok encouraging others to purchase flip phones has more than 14 million views and over 3 million likes, with hashtags that include hashtag bring back flip phones. It eliminates all the bad things about college and brings all the good things about a phone, Palazzolo said, which is connecting with people and taking photos and videos. The videos on this are fire. Oh dear me, the new Gen Z talking in their speech, fire. I guess with those flip phones too, if they're buying those older ones, they'll have the USB-A or whatever on them. The most garbage of the garbage. Charging port, oh my goodness, I hated those things. Praise the Lord for USB-C, because man, Gen Z is used to many features that come with smartphones, from their numerous apps like Instagram, Find My Friends, or GPS, but there are safety concerns too that come with relying on these simple devices. Without the Find My tracking feature, Palazzolo said she and her friends stick close together and use a buddy system to keep track of Who is where? Palazzolo wanted to use a flip phone during one high school summer because she thought it would be cool. My parents said, absolutely not. We need to be able to track you, she said. Ay, ay, ay. Maybe one reason Gen Z yearns for the 1990s and 2000s era is the privacy and the absence of carefree, curated images. It's social media at its most casual. Photo dumps with candid pictures and Be Real, a popular app that asks its users once a day to take real-time selfie and post it within 2 minutes. That sounds like a data tracking app. What in the world? That's the beautiful thing about not, this is a Gen Zer, I guess you would say, or whatever. Whatever, if you want to put me in that box. Not having a smartphone and things like that. Like if I want to go talk to my neighbors, I just drive over there and talk to them. I mean, and if I really need something quick, I'll call them or whatever. Other than that, I mean, that's just what you do, because if you walk into a hardware store and other things like that, if I'm just on my phone and blocking everything out, nobody's going to want to come up and talk. In 2022, the International Data Corporation said that the market for foldable phones was expected to reach $29 billion in 2025, a compound annual growth of 70%. Samsung has shipped over 10 million units since its first generation model came out, which accounted for more than 88% of the global foldable smartphone market as of 2022. Yeah, but these aren't our $30 flip phones available at Walmart. An unlocked Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4 starts at a whopping $1,800, and the Galaxy Z Flip 4 at 1,000 smackers. That is pretty crazy about the whole flip phone thing. I knew if I would talk about this, some people would get a laugh at it and maybe reflect on their flip phone days, or maybe even their non-phone days. When you just had like a stinking house phone, or your little, what was that thing called? It was like a little box or whatever, and then you like clipped it onto your pocket, or you kept it in your pocket, and then like, it was before texting, but like, it would tell you that you had a call or whatever come in, and then they started like doing codes through that or whatever. It was weird. Like that's kind of how texting became a thing, through that. But I forget what that's called. But anyway, let's reminisce down in the comments section down below. Let's hear some old 1990s, 1980s stories. That'll be fun. So thank y'all so much for watching today's video. If you want to support what we do on the channel, the two best things that you can do is hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up. That helps our family out incredibly. We have all types of stuff, y'all. If you don't like this type of video, we got over 1,000 other videos that you can watch and enjoy. We got homestead content, news content, all types of stuff, y'all. We're doing stuff all the time. I just always like bringing y'all at least once a day during the week some type of funny little article like this. I think it's quite hilarious. Shocker, flip phones are now the big thing now or whatever. So I find that pretty hysterical. So thank y'all so much for watching today's video. Remember to go check out TheTexasBoys.com if you want to pick up some organic coffee, or some organic honey, or some handmade soaps, organic teas. We got all types of stuff over there. Thank y'all so much for watching today's video. We'll see y'all in the next video. Love y'all so much. Bye-bye.
500 shares.
The affordable transportable cellular telephone, only at Radio Shack.